Hello, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Yeah. How's it going? Okay. I'm just gonna kind of look at the chart really quick while you guys are filtering in. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. So, I don't know about you guys, but for the past, 3 hours or so, I've been feeling the full moon energies pretty intensely. Like, I've been feeling really spacey, spaced out, weird, kind of out of body almost. It's been kind of wild, but Pisces does that to you. So yeah, I'm just taking a look here at this chart that I printed out. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the astrology, and then I'm going to reconfigure my camera, and then we're going to do a card reading. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decks over here to read from. So we'll be getting to that. Okay. I'm just gonna get started. I have all kinds of fun things planned for us for the next little bit. So, one thing that I didn't realize until I looked at this chart was oh, duh. This moon is with Neptune. So, of course, it's gonna, really be amplifying that Pisces, kind of weird, confusing, but also, deeply spiritual sort of energy. I did notice that we're coming off the, where's South Node? We're coming off this, node square, to Mars, in Cancer. And you guys might remember that I've been yapping about Mars in Cancer kind of being, a difficult sort of placement during this time period, especially with it squaring the nodes. So it's you're really having to push yourself through some, maybe some things that almost feel like they're against your nature to be able to really take action towards something that you want to do, or there's some unconscious biases that are coming up once you're at the precipice of taking some kind of action on something in an emotional way with Cancer. Depends on what house Cancer is in for you, but it also could in general be related to your home and family life. We're having a loose square to Jupiter with this too. So some people might be dealing with some lack mindset sort of issues, which I think could probably be resolved by just kind of looking around you at your sort of local area. But I feel like sometimes people are, you know what this kind of is I think that there's a lot of weird stuff going on the internet right now. That kind of goes back to Neptune as well. Uranus is on the ascendant in this chart for our local area over here in Nash, Vegas. So this is probably the best time in the day to, what time does this have it at? 9:34 p.m. So that's not for a couple hours, but yeah, we might be feeling doing something a little out of the ordinary this evening, which I think is, generally supported. I mean, this is making good aspects. Even to Neptune. This sextile has been really interesting with Neptune and Uranus because, these are slower moving planets. They're both retrograde too, so this is gonna kind of be a weird continuous thing. So I feel the spiritual revolution continues, And there's this glaring Mercury opposing Saturn thing. And remember what Saturn has been talking to us, speaking through us in our situations in our lives that are that require structure and planning. Sorry, I'm still getting my bearings. That's kind of like the vibe of this opposition too. What is it, Tina? My cat is trying to see what's going on. Tina, tell them about the astrology. Good girl. Kitties don't know astrology. She's a Libra. Her birthday's coming up. It's a birthday coming up, kitty. Speaking of Libra, we do have Venus over here at 23, which makes a quincunx over to this moon. So your love matters, if you will, like Dolo de Piloman says, yo, love matters. Are maybe sort of being asked, if you will, to undergo an emotional adjustment. Or maybe we're being challenged, I think, also with this opposition that I was just trying to like make up the words for to describe. I think that people who are being too nitpicky right now are going to get a rude awakening, or already did. I think it's a challenge to go with the flow more, because it's Pisces. And because Pisces is so strong right now. And like, people have been saying a lot of cool stuff about Virgo, and I keep forgetting it like as soon as I see it. But I mean, I'm an Aries, so Virgo is like it's a difficult sign for me to work with energetically. So sometimes I lose touch of like the beauty of Virgo sometimes, and I tend to sometimes see the negatives more than the positives. But it is a beautiful time of year, you know? It's very, like, Virgo is a very, like, caring energy. Sometimes I feel like Virgo cares more about people than Cancer does as an energy. Virgo is like, you know, Mercury's in its rulership here. Trying to see if there's anything important I'm forgetting. We're having a trine here with this Pluto to Uranus, which is a long-term transit. We're kind of just trying to look at what's going on right now. We do have this Chiron opposing Venus happening too. So yet again, another opportunity for the feminine to heal the masculine is how I'm seeing that. This is also at 2222. I feel like that's been a huge theme this year, is that like the feminine energies are really like coming into like a level of strength, so they can kind of like protect and provide like a healing space for this masculine Aries energy that's really needed, you know. I feel like that strength is needed, that ability to initiate. I did pull the Sabian symbol for this that I wanted to just read to you guys. This is from SabianMysteries.com. So we're just going to kind of read this together. All right. So I thought this was interesting that the symbol for the full moon for this degree, 25 to 26 degrees, is a new moon that divides its influences. And I'm just going to read it to you. So, freedom of choice. Civilization demands conformity, but the soul... Excuse me, there was a cat hair in my throat. Conformity, but the soul requires freedom to choose what comes next. Exercise your free will. If we expect to be able to exercise freedom of choice for ourselves, then we must allow that same freedom to others. I was feeling that earlier today, actually, that sort of, we are in this, don't forget, we're in this self versus the other axis with the Aries Libra with the nodes. So that actually kind of aligns with that too in an interesting way. Where am I? Therefore, the idea that we may require another person to act, feel, or think the same way that we do is false. How about me saying pretty much this exact thing earlier today before I even looked at or read this? Like, come on. Come on. There is, of course, despotism in the fields of politics and corporate commerce, and this is very unfortunate. Yet the worst issue is at home. Parenting is so often coercive. It takes a remarkable emotional maturity to allow others to be the way they are and find our adjustment to them. I just got 2 books by Dane Rudyard, by the way. I was going to show those to you guys. I was actually thinking about doing like a library tour video pretty soon because I have so many freaking books. It's just ridiculous. Watching the very thin moon crescent appearing at sunset, different people realize that the time has come to go ahead with their different projects. Interesting. So it's almost like a splintering off of Luke. Welcome. I'm just yammering on about the astrology. And then we're gonna flip the camera around, then I'm gonna do a reading for you guys with a bunch of decks of cards. I was just reading about the Sabian symbol, which is a new moon that divides its influences. So yeah, so it's kind of like a splintering off of different people doing different things, but also there's a level of like kind of respect and understanding there, which I think is really interesting. Okay. Sorry if this is like unreadable from your perspective, but here we go. Deeper realizations enable us to get clearer about our ultimate motives. Interesting. There are times when it is good to refuse to commit ourselves to any definite course of action and leave our options open. Sometimes we just cannot see what path is true and clear, so it requires a delicate approach. A new moon that divides its influences is revealing itself as unsighted. Similarly, we may be dividing and therefore concealing our attention at the beginning of things, which may well have merit, as long as we can finesse the situation. Finesse. We can make a fine skill of uncertainty. Interesting. Yeah, so it's a lot about acceptance. And remember that the Sabian symbol is talking about like just the degree of like one particular degree of the zodiac. And this is where the moon is at 25 to 26 Pisces. An unthinking, instinctive outreach into the world may or may not actually contribute to a legitimate outcome. What? Unthinking, instinctive outreach. May or may not. Okay. Firstly, we need to encounter deeper realizations. Yes. Okay. So I've been feeling that kind of all this week. Is that we have to go into like a calm place within to be able to figure some of this stuff out and get clearer about our ultimate motives. And then carefully, I haven't read this, by the way. I just printed this off. I have not read this yet. This is my first time reading this. And then carefully to live out our fullest response to what we feel is the right thing to do here and now. It's worth remembering that since the universality of larger concerns are enacted through smaller matters, personal initiative forms of the basic dynamic any collective scheme of things. So even if we wait a while before acting, it's likely that we will feel the urge to motivate ourselves sooner or later, perhaps even in response to something seemingly trivial. Sometimes our actions must be tentative until we achieve a sufficiently clear position of self-discovery, so we may act without ambiguity or confusion. Let's go! confusion. What do you think this Neptune in Pisces has been doing? This has been confusion through this whole thing. Confusion. Confused ray. This is the confused ray on the collective. So this is like, so what does a full moon do? It illuminates. What does a full moon eclipse do? It closes out a cycle and prepares us for change. It's a big release of energy. Maybe this is the epiphany, release of confusion. And I think that this powerful Mercury here, in opposition to this Saturn, is actually helping with those smaller details. He said something here about smaller details or something like that, or like small something. It's something over there. We seek to do the greatest good for all concerned with the least expenditure of effort. And yet, of course, we always favor our own agenda and try to make sure the cost to us is always outweighed by the potential benefit. I mean, it's true. I mean, we can all deny it and pretend like we're all like perfectly selfless, but like, of course we're all self-serving. We have to be. It's for survival. Every emerging potentiality of self can be effectively developed through capitalizing on our ability to bring any state of affairs around to our advantage. Yet timing is crucial. It is best to wait until we are certain before making an irrevocable commitment to a specific path of progression. So there's a vibe here about keeping your options open, which is interesting. I wonder if that'll be reflected in the cards at all. The risk of a completely disruptive vacillation our sometime inability to decide must not, that's this square right here. Actually, inability to decide. Mars square the nodes. Inability to take action because of like a blockage to dealing with maybe some Libra South node, what do you call it? Long-standing beliefs about people, about relationships that might be coming up right now. An inability to decide must not be allowed to become a fickle way of life. That's so Libra. And all is then lost. Nothing good comes of this attitude to life. Here, let me just review the first page again really quick now that I understand what the heck that means. If we expect to be able to exercise freedom of choice for ourselves, we must allow that same freedom for others. Therefore, this is the self and others axis. Been getting a lot of be still and wait for the divine inspiration in readings. That seems pretty on theme. Yeah, Luke, I agree. That's absolutely been happening for me too. It's like, it's kind of like hermit card energy, to be honest. Yeah, so this is like a process of individuation that's happening right now because we're healing this Aries. Don't forget that this Chiron in Aries is healing through pain and suffering and recurring wounding. But I do feel like this Venus here, which is we've got some strong planets here. You know, we have planets that are in domicile energies. So like the chart is like, you know, dominated by this like strong Mercury in Virgo, this strong Venus in Libra, you know? And of course the Neptune in Pisces, which is being utilized for good and for bad. Yeah, really interesting how this would connected with the chart. Okay. Awesome. All right. I'm going to turn my phone camera around. So you guys are going to like see me like fiddling around. Hi. Hello. You're going to see a cat tree. All right. Welcome. So I have a bunch of decks. I have my work in progress deck, of course. I've got some Oracle decks. I just grabbed a few that I thought would be helpful. I'm using a different clarifying deck than I normally use, but it just felt right, you know? So, the deck that I got is the Black Violet Tarot by Heidi Phelps. And this isn't necessarily like the art of all time that resonates with me. However, look at those gilded edges, bro. Is that not Guidance by Tova brand purple? Branding. So I'm just going to use it, and we're just going to see how it goes. My BF is texting me, so one. Okay, I'm back. I just had to text him back really quick. Didn't want him to think I'm dead. Okay. So I'm kind of like sitting on the edge of the couch right now in a weird way. I'm gonna try to move everything slightly closer because I have to be able to get her done correctly. Okay. Alright. Okay. I need 2 cameras. I need 1 camera pointed at the table and 1 camera pointed at me. But, okay. I'm actually going to reset this deck really quick. So while I'm doing that, do you guys have any comments, questions, feelings about this time period? I'm trying to like make sure that we're staying on top of like what the energy is showing us and what is generally like kind of being brought to the surface, because like I'm sure that you guys ebb and flow kind of out of the rhythm of the energy. I know I do. And it's kind of difficult like to share because like I've talked to you guys before about how I kind of came into knowing the information that I know and being interested in these sorts of concepts. And it was pretty much just straight up isolation that did it to me. And it became a situation where like tarot and astrology was like my roadmap for my life for a period of time. And that like basically made me trust it like a lot and trust myself a lot. So my mission here basically is like to try to like be I don't know, I don't want to make myself seem like some kind of guru because I'm not, but I would like to be some level of like, you know, anchor or sort of guiding spirit for you guys. Luke says, been working on accepting when I get out of rhythm, not being attached to the highs and being present during the lows. Amen, brother. Been a mostly floaty day, but this child of mine is working my last nerve. Well, just remember that that is a lesson in and of itself. The Star and Queen of Pentacles just popped out, so I think that's maybe a message that you have an opportunity to maybe look at it in a new way that's a little more focused on peace and renewal. Good times creeping up. Oh, yeah. The Fool and the Emperor coming out. How old is he? 9? Yeah, that seems like a very chaotic age. Back in the days, like, you just, put them on the, I don't know, the Nintendo 64 or whatever. That's what my, like, parents' generation did to my generation. It's just like, here, play this video game. Not the Skibbity. I don't know how to deal with Skibbity. Oh, man. Alright. I have reset the deck. And I'm ready to pull some cards for you guys. Alright. So what do we have going on for this full moon eclipse? We intend to receive accurate information that can help us. I got the Ace of Wands reversed. Ace of Wands reversed. So I think that actually aligns with our message of, that was from the Sabian symbol, and also that kind of reflects the Mars squaring the nodes thing. Then it's coming off of that square, but it's still within a degree orb. So this is like wait to act, and that's how I'm taking that. We can look really quick in the guidebook. I did bring it over here just because. We can take a gander at what it says. She does have reversed meanings in here. Delays, creative blocks, lack of inspiration. In the reverse position, the vibrant energy that usually accompanies this card may feel stifled, leaving you struggling to find the motivation to pursue your passions. Yeah, have you guys been struggling with motivation issues? Because I'm not sure if I've really been... I feel like I've been feeling a little bit apprehensive for some things. But it's mostly due to, like, anxiety and worry. And less about, like, motivation per se. I think that there's definitely, like, a risk, but I think that there's, like, lethargy that can be present with an Ace of Wands reverse. A little for some stuff. Yeah, that's what I was feeling too. Reassess your goals and explore the root causes of your creative stagnation. Delve into activities that reignite your inner flame. Whether it's trying out new artistic media, seeking fresh sources of inspiration, or revisiting past triumphs. So, I can see why she wrote that. But what I feel like is happening with that card is it's speaking to, and we'll clarify it, but I think it's speaking to what we were talking about earlier. Okay, let's get our column 2, because you guys know my style, where I do my 3 columns. Get our column 2 out. And my columns, whenever I make my deck, you guys will learn a little bit more about my system, because I'm going to write about it in my, like, official guidebook for the Wolf deck. You guys, my sister Grace is here. Everybody say hi to my sister Grace. She's the best. All right, let's get our column 2. That was too many cards. Tried to flip up in my hand at once. Hi. I'm so excited that my sister is here. Oh, this is great. Okay, I'm just gonna take these 2 that came out. 2 sevens. So it was the 7 of Wands reversed and the 7 of Pentacles upright. 7 of Wands reversed, 7 of Pentacles upright. So, you know what this is telling me is, like, you don't have to feel like you are battling the world. You are, or like you're having to hold your position in some way to be able to, like, feel like you have at least this. The 7 of Pentacles always makes me think nest egg, quote unquote nest egg, or like you're like you know, it's something like you don't have to actually fight as hard as you think you do to be able to to have the things that you need. So I think that that's a very encouraging message from this. And I think that that's actually kind of like, that's kind of speaking to some like lack mindset problems that I have been seeing in the collective. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, everything's going to shit, everything is so bad, you know, but if you actually look around and you like put your phone down, it's actually not that bad. It's not that bad. Okay. Let's get our column 3 and then we're going to clarify, and I'll show you guys the clarifying deck that I brought. It's not my normal one. I'm giving that one some time off. But I'll probably bring that one on Friday. Okay, column 3. Whoa. Been feeling the abundance. Let's go, Luke. Okay. We have Judgment. And Judgment coming out with the 9 of Cups? Judgment and the 9 of Cups? Interesting. What a combo. What a combo. So I think that a message that's really been coming through for me this entire month has been quit denying yourself the things that make you happy. Just stop doing it. Like, if you feel like, if you start encountering situations where you're like, example, so I have a coworker, very sweet, nice person, does like way too much for everybody else, constantly apologizes for like being a human, but she's very sweet and nice. She really wanted to buy a piece of like, cooking, like some cooking utensil. She's like really into like cooking and baking and stuff. And it's like a $30 like pot or something. And she was like, oh, I don't think I'm going to do it. I spent too much money last week. And I'm like, it's $30. That's like the cost of lunch. Like, like buy yourself the freaking thing. Just buy yourself the thing. Life is short. Life is short. So that's the vibe that I'm catching off of this. For sure. And I like the way that she does the Judgment card, actually. I'm going to like zoom in and can I get a focus? Can I get a focus? So this Judgment card is like less of like the traditional like sort of, you know, resurrection card, and it's like a reflection sort of card, and I think she's holding a flower. So I think it's also like an honoring of the dead and old ways of being and feeling and acting that I think we're like letting fall away now. Cool. So what's on the bottom? The bottom of the deck is the moon reversed. Moon reversed. Let me make sure that's reversed really quick. Yeah. Moon reversed. So let me really quick actually look at, can I get a focus? I'm going to look at what she says in this guidebook, about that, because that's one card that I do forget sometimes what the heck, it means. Okay. So catharsis, epiphany, and clarity. Interesting. Okay, I'm just going to read this whole meaning for you guys. The moon reversed signifies a period of clarity emerging from confusion and illusion. That also relates to what the Sabian symbol was talking about. This reversal suggests that the deceptive veils that once clouded your understanding are beginning to lift. Fears and anxieties that may have been intensified in the upright position are now being recognized and confronted, enabling you to let go of them and set yourself free. A reverse moon card encourages you to trust your intuition and instincts as they guide you through periods of uncertainty. It's a reminder to see beyond the surface, acknowledge your emotions, and embrace the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. That's the message that I be preaching all the time. This card prompts you to use your newfound insight to make informed decisions and navigate your path with more confidence, showing that the shadows of doubt are subsiding and allowing you to move forward with a better grasp of the situation. I like that. That's nice. Good on ya. Fun fact about this deck. The lady who wrote this deck created, same thing. She made this during the process of her mother dying from cancer, and also at the same time her being pregnant with her child and then having her child. So a lot of like very deep meanings to like the descriptions of the cards that she wrote during that time. Much respect there. So okay, we are going to clarify our columns now. I have the this miniature Kim Cran's Wild Unknown tarot. So we're going to clarify with this. So remember our column 1 was the Ace of Wands. So let's clarify our Ace of Wands. I took this mini deck with me all the way to Atlanta in my bag just in case someone wanted a tarot reading. I was like, I gotta bring a deck with me, I have to. And I didn't use it the whole time. But it's okay, we're using it now. Okay. We are intending that this deck gives us accurate information. Thank you. No way. It's the Judgment card, in case you can't tell. Judgment again. So, since we got Judgment again, I'm actually going to look at the meaning of that in for this main deck, because that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so that was on our column 1 Ace of Wands reverse. So this is like kind of like the yeah, no, that actually ties in perfectly, because we're doing this sort of because this Judgment looks like a reflection here. Yeah, she literally says it. It says self-reflection, accountability, and honesty. The Judgment card in the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot takes inspiration from the Last Judgment, with women, men, and children rising from the grave to respond to Gabriel's trumpet call. My interpretation of this card is more about self-reflection and self-judgment. When you take a good look at yourself, your actions, and how you interact with others, do you like what you see? What legacy will you leave behind? I love that. Love that a lot. So, you know what's cool is that this is a black and white card too. There's a bunch of black and white cards in here. So I feel like black and white, like color schemes, though, you know, it's polarizing, but it's clarifying, you know, that's a level of clarity that comes, from like seeing the boundary, you know, between light and dark, you know, and that it's not a confusing gray, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But yeah. So in this time period of like, maybe like there's actions that we are, not taking. The reason why, yeah, exactly, Luke. The harmonization of opposing forces, new band name. So we're definitely, yeah, there's a level of like, we're reassessing our priorities. We're taking accountability for the things that have already happened. We're sort of readjusting, we're refocusing, we're seeing things for what they are. The confusion of this time period, I think, is like really, this is a big important point where like it's starting to like melt away. So let's clarify our column 2, which was the 7 of Wands reversed and the 7 of Pentacles. This was the column that was about we don't have to fight so hard we can, it's kind of a column about choosing peace over like, you know, feeling like you have to be on the defensive. So let's see what it says here. The Queen of Wands came out on top of this 7 of Wands. So remember that the Queen of Wands is like, has that beautiful inner creative fire, that is, I feel like there's like a beautiful like creator goddess uniqueness in that card. In this card, it's like a coiling snake, which actually kind of reminds me, I was reading a book about Lenormand, which I'm learning about how to read that better, because I really like that divination system. But the book said that the snake is another, like the snake card in Lenormand is like another feminine energy, essentially, or like a smart or like cunning sort of, or like, you know, female, something like that. So, but in this situation, it's almost like having the confidence and like the knowing that like that you don't like maybe people, whenever so in the Crow Tarot, which was the first tarot deck that I ever had, I came to know the Seven of Wands as being like, oh, well, there's people that are like jealous of you, or like they're trying to like, you know, knock you down from your position of, you know, security or something like that. And I don't necessarily think that that's wrong. Here, let me just look at the guidebook. So in this deck, she says the Seven of Wands reversed is burnout, surrender, and self-censorship. So yeah, so maybe this is like sort of a level of confidence thing. This card reversed suggests that the constant struggle depicted in the upright card has taken a toll, and you might find yourself feeling overwhelmed by the demands of protecting your position. Yeah, protecting your position, yeah. But I think that in our situation, coming out with the Seven of Pentacles, I'm interested to see. Save that page really quick with a random card. I'm interested to see what's going on with the Seven of Pentacles. They're calling you out because you're here, probably. Seven of Pentacles, please. This is too many cards. Seven of Pentacles, please. Okay, it threw me the High Priestess. And I feel like that's, again, like another card about, like, sort of, like, stepping back and being like, okay, well, I can see this for what it is, and I know that I'm, like, a powerful, you know, sort of, like, more wise being than, like, maybe the people around me see. But I think it's also, like, not needing validation from anybody else is another message that's coming through. It's like, a feeling of like, I got me. I don't need anybody else to get me because I got me. You know, I had to learn that the hard way. So I definitely think that message is coming through. The moon on the bottom of the deck too. Being secure, yes. Being secure in the knowing that you have a level of power that you don't have to prove. I think that's what that is. I think that pretty much sums up that column. Thanks, Luke. Okay. Let's see what's going on with our column 3 now. I'm interested to see what's going on with this, like, Nine of Cups energy. Yeah, again with the moon. Yeah, that one was upright. So this kind of came out reversed, but it's the Knight of Pentacles. Let me see what she says about the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Hello? Hello, Mr. President? Okay. Being a spendthrift, risk-taking with money, instability, poor financial decisions. Impulsive nature of the reverse Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so she calls this impulsive. These are not the same deck. I'm just reading from this because this is what I brought over here, but it's been kind of on point so far. I'm actually kind of surprised. Jeopardize stability and long-term security rather than employing a cautious and disciplined approach to managing resources, being engaged in hasty spending and in speculative investments. No way. So this is actually kind of... You remember when I told the story like a couple minutes ago about my coworker this is pretty much the exact same thing. So it's like, are you beating yourself up for something that you thought that you were being irresponsible for? You know? Like, what is the use of beating yourself up about anything? You know, can anybody give me like a reason why it's a good idea to like, you know, to ruminate over something that you did wrong? I don't think that that's necessarily helpful. I think that it's important to acknowledge when maybe we did something wrong, but like beyond that and beyond like just being like having like a level of commitment of like, okay, well, you know, I'm gonna choose differently next time. You know, what is the point? That's kind of the message that's coming through for me, or like that I'm seeing. That's not exactly what this is saying, but that's what I'm downloading. Okay, that's about all I need to see of that. So let me see what's going on with the Nine of Cups. Okay, you guys are gonna like this. It's the King of Pentacles now, so that's clarifying the Nine of Cups. If you can't change it, don't worry about it. Yeah, I mean, pretty much you're just like harming yourself if you as the more that you continue to worry, the more that you know how many panic attacks I've had that have led to nothing, that I just felt like I had to panic, so then I did, you know. And you know how I made those stop happening is I just decided that I was just gonna let it go. I was gonna be like, you know, I'm just not gonna let this control me anymore. And I'm just gonna let it go. Like if there's something that I'm so anxious about that it's making me like hyperventilate upon waking up in the morning, like I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna like completely take that out of my mind. And if something happens that's bad because of me doing that, then whatever. There's no way that could possibly be any worse than me like you know, harming myself with my own thoughts, you know? It's useless to fear what you can't control. Amen. Believe that wholeheartedly. But this combo is suggesting that, like, we already have the resources that we need to feel this beautiful emotional fulfillment. So to me, this is gratitude. To me, this is look around, you know? Look at the things and the people and the, you know, just all the little things in life that you love. And I think that there's a juxtaposition here between these two things in this same column. That's, yeah, abundance. Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier too. So beautiful. On the bottom of this deck, the clarifier, because I like to look at that sometimes whenever I'm done. I'll just see what kind of the underlying energy is. It's the Six of Cups. Six of Cups. Which I personally like the Six of Cups energy. Some people don't, but I'm kind of like a nostalgic person. And like sometimes I'm a big advocate for looking into your past to find nuggets of wisdom. As long as you're not ruminating or, you know, basically like harming yourself by doing that. So it's like, the Six of Cups is also kind of like reconnecting with that, childlike, sort of, feeling within you of like what really brought you joy as a young human. And you see how the roots are like illuminated these rainbow colors. It's like, what, yeah, like what is it that like when you think about it from your past, or just like, for me, it's like something fun that I like to do when I was younger or something like that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. Yeah, I remember that, you know, and that kind of gives me a level of strength, you know, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna do one of these Shaman's Way cards. Tina, say hi to Instagram. Say hi to Auntie Grace. Do you want to bless the cards? Good girl. You want to help mommy do the reading? She's so good at, yeah, that's my cat. She's very good at blessing the cards. Good girl, baby. She blesses the cards with her smells. Okay. So I forgot to bring forgot to bring the guidebook for this. So wise. She's so wise. The guidebook for this deck, so I might have to go grab it really quick, and then Tina will have to talk to you guys for like 30 seconds. But I just want to get like an overall message card from this deck. Preferably one card. It might give us like 2 or 3, we'll see. And I might just intuitively read it so I don't have to go get up and get the guidebook. Because I don't really like that guidebook very much anyway, but... No, it's bad deck. Card for the full moon. Sorry, it's being difficult. Okay, I'm just going to take these. These have like a weird coating on them. Okay, we got upper world, oneness, and balance. Here's upper world, crown chakra activation, golden light, oneness, the eternal one, freedom, reminds me of the freedom meditation from Muji, if you know who Muji is. The first time that I did that, I think it's called Invitation to Freedom, I just like wept. If you've never done that meditation before and you're into doing guided meditations, check that out. I don't really like Muji very much in general because he's like one of those gurus that he goes to like a city in India and like all the people run up to him and they start like wanting to kiss his hands and have them like touch the top of their head, and that just kind of creeps me out. I'm like, oh, okay, you're a charlatan, got it. But that meditation is good. So oneness. I'm wondering what that means in the guidebook. I might have to go look. And balance. It's got the stack of rocks, and there's some more roots for you. And there's kind of like this windiness around these rocks, so I think that's kind of indicating like a level of like strength in community almost. I am gonna go get that guidebook really quick. BRB. It'll be like 2 seconds. Yellow. Okay. I brought a couple of other guidebooks too for the some of these other decks. Okay. Shaman's Way. All right. Upper World is card number 3. This is where everyone wants to go. Doubtful. It can be seen as the pinnacle of our energetic experience, but in truth, the lower world and its healing transformative power and the lessons of the middle world are the lion's share of our experience here, as it should be. The upper world is a great place to visit. It is aspirational, and experiencing the bigger picture of the whole universe is exhilarating and re-centers us on our spiritual path. Maintaining that energetic space is difficult and exhausting, and takes you out of the reason we are here. We are here to learn to be in the trenches, to learn, experience, fail, succeed, laugh, cry, question, and feel. Be wary of the escapism that a spiritual path can tease you with. Do not lose sight of the actual work it takes to be here. I need a sip of water. After that. Holy crap. Okay. Okay. So this deck is essentially sort of insinuating that it's like a reminder that like to not be so focused on like quote unquote ascension that you lose sight of like the beauty of now, which does kind of tie in. It does tie in because you remember what I was saying earlier in my hydrate or died great. Yeah, all my homies drink water. Okay, let's see about oneness. This is the act of merging with another. The death of the ego so that you feel the oneness in the universe. A step in the ascension process. What is holding you back from being able to merge in this situation? To merging with the divine and surrendering control to something greater than yourself? I feel like these are like kind of speaking to like experiences with certain substances. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting from some of these meanings. Ultimately, every person and situation we encounter are mirrors of our own condition. Are there buts? I would, but only if she wasn't like that. I could, but I'm not meant for the situation. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. You are not separate. You are one with this. Knowing this, what do you need to shift to see this in a different light? I wish that this guidebook was written better. Because it's kind of hard for me to figure out what the heck is going on here. Based on these descriptions, which are a little all over the place. And I'm already getting fatigued because you guys know I do so many cards. Like, I'm kind of a crazy person. Okay, balance card. Why is balance so elusive? We talk about it a lot. But do you know anyone who is truly in balance 100% of the time? Well, it's kind of like a weird, false sort of way of thinking. Being grounded and living your authentic life is the foundation of a balanced life. But life happens. Balance is something to look at in a macro, not micro view. There are weeks when you can be totally focused on a project due to deadlines, but don't make room for other things/experiences. But then you roll over to the other side, recognizing the energetic need at any moment and being able to adjust accordingly is how I see being in balance. Yeah, I mean, this past Saturday, I was like, I can either clean the house or do art in one day. Like if I'm going to sit at my computer and I'm going to do art, then that's what I'm doing that day, and then I have to rest. Or like I'm going to clean the whole house and then I'm going to rest and then I don't feel like doing any art. So that kind of reminds me of that sort of thought that I had. Okay, I have the bird deck. So I'm going to pull us a bird. Bird for the full moon. Full moon bird. Grace, we can see if Grammy Claire wants to say anything to us. It's the vulture. The Winage, as they say. Accept the inevitable. Let go of the past and welcome a rebirth to begin. So this is kind of like the death card in the birds. While I was in the other room, I brought this. Yes, I will bring the bird deck on Friday. I was planning on it. I've really been into this deck recently. No, I don't see any chickadees from Grammy Claire, but we did get thrown this vulture. There's a bluebird right here, a couple cards down. She also loved the bluebirds. Okay. So I very rarely look inside of this guidebook, but I'm interested to see what the vulture says more in depth. The vulture is a powerful and large raptor that relies on others to kill prey on their own and on their own incredible sense of smell to locate food. Its role as a scavenger is highly necessary and valued. They possess a unique digestive system that allows them to purify the waste, which helps keep the environment in balance. Not right after the... The bird deck is called the Divine Feather Messenger deck. I think I just ordered this on Amazon or something a couple years ago. I don't remember exactly where I got this from, but it's a great deck. And yes, the balance tie-in. There's your balance tie-in. Symbolically, they appear in ancient Greek and Pueblo traditions as a guardian of the mysteries of life and death. Their feathers are used in rituals for grounding. Grounding. Weird. And to symbolize the divine union of heaven and earth. The message is, death of the old ways imminent. This is not a physical death, but the letting go of outworn roles, thoughts, and beliefs. The divine vulture messenger urges you to release the past and all that you have been holding on to. This process can be a struggle if you resist, or you could be filled with the ease of acceptance. The choice is up to you. You know, I was thinking about that. We have a choice to either allow ourselves to continue to be like tangled up inside and like tight feeling. Yeah, it is. I was thinking that too. That is really similar to the Judgment card, and we did get the Judgment card twice. Where am I? Once you begin to move fully into this process, you open the doorway to a beautiful opportunity for rebirth and renewal. Vulture assures you through this process of purification that you will indeed have a fresh start. Allow this messenger to process what you let go of and recycle the energy. Allow yourself to reabsorb this energy and experience the renewal that follows. Okay. Yeah, purification. Yeah, that's so Judgment card. This is like the bird Judgment card. Beautiful. Okay, well, I love that synchronicity. Okay, I have this other animal deck that I really like. So I'm going to pull from this, and then we're going to get pull some cards from my deck, and then we can get on with our evening here. I want to leave you guys time to go and do your own stuff, too. Don't want to keep you all night. Let's get an animal for this full moon. Okay, whoa. It's the butterfly. Transformation, joy, lightness, rebirth. It's the butterfly. Can I get a focus? Can I get a focus? No? Luke, I'm so excited. I'm excited to see what deck you got. Yeah, we're gonna throw down on Friday. Very excited. I'm also starting a very short vacation from work. I'm taking like 3 days off next week, so Friday is gonna be like the start of my vacation, so I'm gonna be ready to kick it off. Okay, so let me read you guys this butterfly card. The metamorphosis of caterpillar to butterfly embodies the principle of physical and spiritual transformation, and the butterfly lighting upon a flower is the very essence of joy, beauty, and freedom. The butterfly has been symbolic of the soul, conjugal bliss, and change and joy. In early Minoan and Mycenaean cultures, the butterfly goddess was a key emblem, symbolizing new life after death. In this painting, the woman's face emerging from the chrysalis-like womb suggests transformation and rebirth. The upper face of the butterfly represents a Christian Madonna, which reinforces the idea of spiritual birth and new life. There you go. Yeah, this seems like Judgment too. But I feel like this is an encouraging message of like, feeling the rebirth heavy. Yeah. Grace, I think you're probably like about to go through your Saturn return as well. So, there is definitely rebirth wake up call, reality check stuff coming, but it's nothing to be afraid of. I feel so much more like a fully realized human being after my Saturn return. 7-year cell cleanse. Yeah, that's actually a good point. It's like they say that like all of the cells in your body or whatever have like been like they die and are like whatever after 7 years or something like that. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely like a pinnacle point of like Bookman said my Saturn return would be a ride. Not the Bookman, dude. The Bookman will say something to me at the Galactic Expo, and I'll like carry that with me like for the rest of my life, even though he's kind of an unsavory fellow. Like the Bookman did say that to you. He was mean. When I talked to him last year, he was yammering on to me about the Neptune and Pisces thing, and he was like, oh, you can't say. Listen, what if he's watching us right now? What if he can sense us? I feel like he has that ability. He's just too wise. He's just too much of a wise guy. He was talking to me about how he's from Arkansas, and how Arkansas is like this like beautiful like magical place, and I'm like, I wouldn't know. I've never been to Arkansas, and of course, if I haven't experienced what he's experienced, then I must be some kind of an idiot. Alright, so we have Journey of the Wolf here. I'm gonna get you guys some cards from Journey of the Wolf, and then we can hit the dusty trail and call it a night. Alright. What does the Journey of the Wolf have for us on this full moon? What can I let everybody know? How can I guide my friends and family? Okay. So, first card is the Storm. Also, if you guys are into black metal, check out Winter Sun. Winter Sun just came out with a new album, and there's a song called The Storm on it. So, or Storm, rather. So, this card is like, you are in the middle of a difficult time. This is forcing you to acknowledge that you are in the middle of a difficult time. But this is also the quote-unquote, this too shall pass card. And it's a part of the journey. The difficult things are a part of the journey. They show us that we have the ability to withstand more than we thought we could. And it shows us that we have the ability to walk through, the valley of the shadow of death and emerge, it is, but it's not easy. And one thing that's important to remember about life is that it's great because it's not easy sometimes. And if it was easy all the time, then you wouldn't have that level of contrast. Remember what Butters said in the episode about with the emo kids. Okay, anything else? Not me just referencing South Park. Her to learn how to survive in the trenches. Yeah, exactly. We're here to learn how to survive in the trenches from this Upper World card. Yeah. Okay. Got Inherent Magic. Inherent Magic. I don't think this is a card that I have read for you guys, so I'm gonna read it from my newest iteration of the guidebook. This is from the guidance part, as opposed to the other two parts. This card is a reminder that you have always been magical. Never doubt your power. Think back on all of the times where you overcame challenges and battled forward with grace and integrity. This situation requires that you call upon your inherent magic and make a decision from an empowered place. I think that definitely ties it all together with some of the different columns and stuff that we got. I think that this time period is showing us me. That's what Dad says. Dad says that I'm magical. So it must be true. But this is for you guys. This is not about me. It's about you. You guys are inherently magical. You have the power. You have the power. We're all magicians here. We're all creator beings just because we are alive, because we are conscious, and because we are human. That's like the beauty of this, and we are all one. We're all part of this beautiful dance of existence together. So it's not just about me. Yeah. So, yeah. So I want to get one more, and then we'll read the bottom of the deck, just to kind of tie everything together. Okay. So a weird thing just happened. So the In Darkness card just flipped up in my hand. Which means this card indicates that you are currently in a time of darkness. You feel lost, confused, afraid, and you aren't sure if the light will ever return. This is a difficult time, and it's important to be gentle with yourself and reduce your responsibilities. Ace of Wands reversed. This card is inviting you to use this time to go within and converse with your shadow. It is in this time of darkness and uncertainty that you will conjure your greatest strength. Know that your victory is inevitable, and you will emerge renewed with healing knowledge. These times of darkness are necessary for our growth and evolution, even though it may feel like a punishment. Know that you are not being punished, and that the times of darkness are what help us to truly appreciate the times of light. That totally ties into some stuff I said earlier. This time period will pass, and you will be better for having fought through it. Yeah, so that was pretty similar to what I said in the for the freaking Storm card, wasn't it? The Storm card was actually the storm has arrived, and suddenly you find yourself deep in the midst of a challenging time. Lightning crackles above your head, and thunder shakes the ground beneath you. Torrential rains batter you, and every step is grueling. You search for shelter, but find nowhere to hide. You must face the pain and the struggle. Through this immense challenge, in which your will to fight is dwindling, the thought emerges that maybe it's time to lay down and give up. However, some higher force is telling you not yet. In the flashes of light, you can see glimpses of the way forward. The path is still there, and you are still on track. Keep going. All storms end. Yeah, so really like this is more of like an active struggle, and this is more of a passive struggle. So definitely a struggle. And then something else that happened when I shuffled the cards is that these three fell out together, and these are much more positive cards. Yeah, another this too shall pass sort of card. Yeah, I have a lot of that in here because I think it's an important thing to know. So surrender, earned wisdom, and synchronicity. So, and then inner knowing was on the bottom. So the surrender card indicates that you have been trying to control too much on your path, and you need to let go and let the universe guide your pause. Sometimes things do not and will not and cannot go as we would ideally like for them to go. This is because they are not supposed to go that way. The universe has other plans for us, ones that are for our highest good. Trust in this notion now and surrender control. Relax into knowing that everything is working out for the best, and calm your stressed nervous system. The bear, dude. The bear from Balto 2. I literally just have the VHS tape sitting right here. It's literally just right here. This is like... Yeah. It's all just sitting in my living room. So, yeah, the bear is inner knowing, you're right. Oh, yeah. And then, earned wisdom, which I've pulled this... I've pulled this card for Luke, like 2 times, I think. You did it. You have emerged from the fog, made it through the storm, faced seemingly insurmountable challenges. You've learned more than many of your peers have ever dreamed they could. You've proven to yourself and others that you are a well of great wisdom, and you have earned this notoriety. This card indicates that you have done the work to become someone that others can look to for help and guidance. Celebrate your success, but remain humble so that you may serve others. Share a story from your life with someone else if they ask for help. The ways you have paved the trail can be an important guide for someone in your life now. So I feel like these cards coming out together was kind of like a nice closing out to the reading, because I feel like there was a lot of exactly, we're gonna make it. I mean, for me personally, I am very fortunate to not be facing anything crazy at this time, knock on wood. But I'm feeling in the collective that there's an underlying shift going on. The only other, I'll do these other 2 really quick. There's the synchronicity card, which I really liked how I did the synchronicity card in here, because it kind of highlights something that people do that annoys me. This card appears when you may be seeing repeating numbers, animal totems that resonate with you in a clear and specific way, or other synchronistic events that are specific to you. The universe is trying desperately to communicate with you now. Instead of looking at how these signs and symbols relate to others, this card encourages you to consider how your personal relationship with the universe is coming through as these special signs just for you and you alone. And then, I like that one because a lot of times when people are like, oh, I saw this thing, what does it mean? And they go and Google it. And I'm like, why don't you just think about what it means to you? Or what is coming through specifically to you? Why you gotta relate it to somebody else? And then we'll look at this inner knowing card, and then I'll leave you guys alone, I promise. I'm just having too much fun. Okay. This card appears when there is something you already know that you may be avoiding accepting. You have an inner knowing, which this sort of relates back to the that High Priestess card on the 7 of Pentacles. You have an inner knowing, for you are a being of divine knowledge and wisdom, no matter where you are on your path. You have the information you need now to make a decision that you know you must. So this is a card about you have the information that you need already. You already know. Do not resist this inner knowing. Acceptance is the truest healer. And I think that we got some kind of a message somewhere in this pile of cards about acceptance. Or there was a level of acceptance. There was something maybe over here in the Sabian symbol or something like that was related to acceptance. Maybe it was accepting other people too. So there's a lot about, I think that the overall themes are we're getting clear about some stuff in our lives. We're letting go of some things. In letting go, you must accept reality. That's just a part of it. You have to accept the truth of a situation to be able to be okay, all right. And then just kind of what is the concept of letting go? The concept of letting go is, I am releasing control over the outcome of this. I am releasing the tension that I feel inside of my body when I think about this. I'm choosing peace. So right now, I think we have an opportunity to choose peace. And I think that I'm just looking at the cards that we pulled. I think that, like, we're definitely looking at, like, ourselves. We're looking at the things that we have done, haven't done, the things that we want to do. I think that, like, it's really important right now to just affirm to yourself that the stuff that you have, or, like, the resources that you have, like, that is getting you to where you need to go. And just, like, you know, relaxing into that knowing and be like, okay, you know, I know that I have what I need to be able to do with it, to do this next task. Because then you feel secure. You feel secure like the King of Pentacles, you know? But yeah, we're being stopped in our tracks so we can come to these realizations. And I hope that I've been able to help clear some of that up, because a Pisces full moon is confusing. It can be deceptive. It can be too much energy. And I hope that this live has helped some of you guys to, like, you know, maybe cut through some of that, like, cloudy feeling or, like, confused whatever. And can kind of help you to, like, affirm that, like, yes, I do have what I need. You know, I'm allowed to feel comfortable in my own skin, you know? I'm allowed to feel comfortable in, like, the things that I know and the things that I've already been through and created. And, like, the battles that I've fought to get here. You know, that's worth something. That's special. And, you know, just give yourself a hug. Just be like, you know, like, we did this together. You and me and you. That's for Grace. So yeah, I think that this is a great opportunity to, like, reconnect with what makes you who you are, and to just look ahead with a positive attitude. Look ahead to, like, the transformations that are coming, because they're coming. Like, there's underlying, there, it feels like a tectonic plate shift that's happening under us almost energetically. Like, there's something in, like, the space-time continuum that's like, you know, that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. So something will always be on the horizon, though, all woo-woo aside. You know, something will always be on the horizon. And eventually it's going to come right up to you and smack you in the face. And, like, are you just going to be like, oh, no, stay away? Nah, you gotta be like, all right, let's go. You know, you gotta be like, okay, you know, I'm ready. It is kind of exciting. Yeah. I think the best antidote to fear is curiosity. That's one thing that I've tried to, like, cultivate within myself over the past few years, which has been challenging, but very worth it. Very worth it. So yeah, I'm gonna go drink a bunch of water, and then, I'm actually gonna go attend somebody else's live, in a few minutes. So, it was great talking to you guys. I'm so excited to see some of you on Friday. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, I'm glad that I was able to help, and I will see you guys soon. You're welcome. Yay for Did you guys see that? Whoa. Technology. This is Pluto and Aquarius era. Holy crap. Wow, okay. That's crazy. Okay. Alright, guys. I'll see you later. Adios. Happy full moon.